Hello, my name is Randy Sarafin, and this is my proposition constructive for why the United Nations should force countries to enact criminal justice reform in policing and sentencing. Before I start, I'd like to wish my opponent, Arthur Park, good luck in the debate. My time starts now. I'd like to start with the issue of policing. The police are a cornerstone in maintaining law and order in a society, and should be held to a very high standard, and should always be striving to reduce corruption and crime rate. Police corruption is a very serious issue. Every year, Transparency International, an international organization, conducts an investigation in 180 countries around the world, many of whom are member states of the UN. It ranks the countries on perceived corruption in the public sector based on information from experts and business people inside the country. It ranks the countries based on what is known as the Corruption Perceptions Index, or CPI, from a scale of 0 to 100, with 0 being the most corrupt and 100 being the least corrupt. CPI in 2018 shows that corruption is a problem worldwide, with major hotspots in South America, the Middle East, and Northern and Central Africa. It also shows major stagnation worldwide, meaning not much is being done to fight corruption. The reason I bring up corruption is because corruption seems to have a strong link to police killings and crime rates. Two major examples of this are Venezuela and Syria, both member states of the UN. Venezuela is the 12th most corrupt country according to the CPI. It is also number 1 in police killings per 10 million people in 2018. Furthermore, it also has the highest crime index. The crime index is an estimation determined by global surveys, with a higher crime index meaning more crime being committed. It is a similar situation with Syria. Syria is the second most corrupt country according to the CPI of 2019. Syria is third highest in police killings as of 2019, and also number 10 on the crime index. Many other countries show this correlation, such as El Salvador, Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, and Cambodia. Because of this correlation, I believe the underlying problem with policing is corruption. People bring up the term "a few bad apples" when talking about corrupt police, but they forget the whole saying, which is "a few bad apples spoil the bunch." The officers who sit by and let the corrupt officers get away with these things are also a major part of the problem. That is why I believe that the UN should force all countries to reform policing by addressing their corruption in some way, shape, or form, whether it be corruption hotlines, audits, watchdogs, or anti-corruption agencies. Anything substantial would help the police deal with corruption and better help and protect the people of their respective communities. Now we're talking about sentencing. Sentencing of convicted criminals also is a glaring issue. Minorities and men seem to be given longer sentences than majorities and women. The Sentencing Council of the UK determined that minorities are 1.5 times more likely to be sent to prison on the same drug charges as white people. Men are also 2.4 times more likely to be sent to jail than women for the same drug charges. These statistics were from 2012 and 2015. In Canada, the case is similar. One study shows that between the years of 2011 and 2016, people were most likely to be held for more than a year in pre-trial detention than white people. Lastly, in America, the United States Sentencing Commission analyzed data from 2012 to 2016 and determined that black offenders received sentences on average 19.1% longer than white offenders. Even when accounting for past offenses, the number stays roughly the same at 20.4% longer sentences. Female offenders of all races also appear to have shorter sentences than white men. Justice is supposed to be blind, and as we can see from America, Canada, and the UK, it just isn't. This is why I firmly believe that the UN should force sentences to not be determined by judges, but static and unchanging. Every crime should have an exact time period of imprisonment. This would help combat the disparity between gender and race. In conclusion, police corruption is a major issue, and the method of dealing with it should be the country's decision. But whatever it is, the method should be secure, vetted by the UN, and anonymous if it involves tips. Sentencing disparities is also an issue and should be addressed through removing judicial discretion in making a crime have a set imprisonment time. Thank you. That is all.